Hola amigos, tengo un show el 3 de octubre en el Laugh Factory de San Diego. Es totalmente en español. Por favor, avisen a sus amigos, a sus familiares, porque necesitamos apoyar al stand-up en español en Estados Unidos. Va a haber un link aquí. Es en el Laugh Factory de San Diego el 3 de octubre.
The average person is said to spend 15 minutes in the bathroom. Why not take advantage of that time and learn something new? Presenting the 15-minute podcast on weird facts, crazy details, and funny particulars that you'll be able to enjoy while you're taking a on your free time. Welcome to The Shit with Sam Butler.
Welcome to another episode of the Shit Podcast. I have a very special guest, a good friend of ours. You may have seen her here before talking about wine and stuff. You know, it was cool. And you were on Puros y Pistos too. We talked about cigars.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, your dad's a cigar smoker, so
you're more my dad's friend than mine now.
Really? Your dad likes the podcast? I appreciate that.
Yeah, he does. He does. He actually liked it a lot.
You know, I appreciate all the listeners on the Puros y Pistos podcast. We have a smaller audience, but it's pretty hardcore.
Yes, they are.
Like they're like, hey, I like that. Or they send messages. Or they're always sending us photos of their cigar and what they're drinking.
That's amazing.
So we appreciate everybody that follows Puros y Pistos. Hey, it's a very affordable pleasure.
Actually, it is. Yes,
people,
it is.
There's a stigma that it's super expensive and it's not affordable. You could do it. You can it's like a mini vacation, you know.
Your treat for yourself.
And I would like to have you back on that podcast because the wine was amazing. The whiskey. I mean that pairing. People have actually asked me about the pairing. People have actually gone and bought both, and they've loved it. So
it was we got really good pairing. I tried it like 3-4 days before that, and it was really good.
It was really good. The Glenmorangie 12 was really good too. So hopefully we can do another Puros y Pistos with you as a guest,
I would
and
love
even
to.
with Luis. I mean, all three of us. It'd be fun. And
that's what she said.
That's what she said. I don't know. I didn't expect it to go that way, but all right.
Sorry.
Yeah. But I'm definitely a power bottom. I'm not a power top. I don't know how that works.
Now that we are talking about it, let me tell you.
But we're going to talk about something completely different. We're going to talk about... Well, I know that you're a chef as well. You have you do a TV show here in Ciudad Juarez where you do cooking and you have a little business where you do like prep meals, right? Like meal prep.
I cook for people.
You cook for people. So, I mean, if you guys are interested in meal prep, she can hook you up for the whole week. Hit her up. But we're going to talk about food. And actually, this is, you know, most of you guys already saw it in the title bar, but these are actually like top 3 of my favorite cookies.
I think the
Oreo
everybody.
Cookies. You think so?
I think.
But like the original Oreos, like the, I don't know, do you like the vanilla or the chocolate?
The chocolate.
The chocolate. Yeah, I get in the mood for both. You know, like I like the vanilla ones and I like the chocolate.
I never tried the vanilla ones.
Really?
No, I haven't tried it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I have a problem is that I could eat the whole thing, like, you know, like I with milk. It's like my favorite, you know. But of course, I like other cookies, but Oreos definitely are some of my favorite cookies. So I thought, let's do an episode on Oreo cookies.
Recently, they come up with cookies, Oreo cookies with lime, something like that.
The lime? Have you had those?
No.
No. You haven't had the lime ones?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, how about the lemon one? Lime, you talking about green or yellow?
The yellow.
Those are lemon.
Those are lemon?
Yeah, those are delicious.
Really?
Yes, and they make one that's super thin. Those are like amazing.
Okay, yeah, that one, but that ones are the originals, right?
Yeah, no.
The thin ones are the originals.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think that what I looked up, the original Oreos were the chocolate Oreos. And they had
white thingy in the middle.
and with stuffed, and then they had the lemon meringue pie flavor.
Yes,
lemon.
That's too gourmet for Oreo.
It was pretty good, pretty gourmet. But they had a lemon meringue pie flavored Oreo.
Okay.
Yeah. So Oreos were born in the Nabisco factory in New York City, March 6, 1912. Mm-hmm. Had two flavors. Mm-hmm. Original Oreos and lemon meringue flavor, which existed till 1920.
Okay.
And it stopped existing.
Okay.
Right? So it's one of those things that's when Oreos came out. They're 100 years old. They're over 100 years old.
The oldest cookie in town.
The oldest cookie in town. Uh-huh. And one of the things about Oreos is they're made with cocoa, real cocoa.
Really?
Really.
It's not like artificial
stuff?
It's not artificial.
No, it's real chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's
why they're good.
That's why they're good, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, the stuffing in the Oreos up until 1992 mm-hmm. had still pork fat in it.
Yeah.
Up until 1992.
I like bacon.
I like bacon too. I mean, it actually made it really good. If you go to Mexico and you get like tamales and they're made, you can tell when they're made with lard and you can tell when they're made with like vegetable oil. Uh-huh. And you're like, the lard ones are way more delicious.
Way more good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they had lard in actual pork fat in the stuffing for Oreos till 1992.
Okay.
After that, they went kosher.
Of course.
Right? Mm-hmm. And they got certified as kosher. Mm-hmm. And they're considered vegetarian, but they're not considered vegan.
Why?
Why do they use? They don't consider them vegan because there might be cross contamination at the plant where they're being manufactured.
Okay.
Right. So that's Oreo.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of different types of Oreo cookies. There's mm-hmm. double stuffed Oreos.
Those are good.
Those are really good. Yep. They're a little bit sweet, a little bit too sweet. Yeah. But they found out that it's not really double stuff. It's not 2 times the stuffing. It's 1.86 times. So it's almost 2 times. And when I read that, I was going like,
really?
It's enough. It's enough stuffing. But the double stuff, the mega stuff it's supposed to be. There's a mega stuff Oreo that's like supposed to be 3 times. Right. That one's only 2.68 times the cream.
How dare you, Oreo?
Yeah, I mean, you guys. I have a friend that worked for the company that manufactured Oreos. Right, and this is a weird fact, but it's pretty cool. Most the regular Oreos are manufactured here in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by a company called Mondelez, and they're in Monterrey.
That's why they are made of real chocolate.
They're made of real chocolate. Mm-hmm. And when you go to because I know because I just had some Oreos and I looked in the back of the package and sure enough it said made in Mexico, which is pretty cool. But then I also had some of the Oreo thins, and those said made in Canada. Okay. So the real thin ones are made in Canada. The regular Oreos are made in Mexico. And they're part of a company called Mondelez, and Mondelez is part of a company called Kraft Foods. So it's, there's a long story of all the different companies, but originally started as part of Nabisco, right? Mm-hmm. But there's so many facts. It takes 59 minutes from beginning to finish to make an Oreo cookie.
One Oreo cookie.
Yeah, of course it's a production plant, but from start to finish, its trajectory takes an hour. Is what I read. Every Oreo wafer is baked exactly 290.6 seconds at a temperature of 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Actually, real chocolate, is very sensitive to high temperatures.
Yeah.
Be very, very sensitive. So you have to be very careful when you're using real chocolate, when you're cooking with real chocolate, because it's so easy to mess it up. Yeah,
and that's, I mean, it's amazing that it takes that long. 290.6 seconds at 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
They're making it with love.
So they say that it's like like it's 400 degrees Fahrenheit above the cookie and 300 degrees below the cookie.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting, right? They've sold over 500 billion Oreos.
That's a lot of Oreos.
500 billion. Yeah, since 1912, 500 billion Oreo cookies have been sold around the world. And in 2011 alone, more than 35 billion were sold, and more than 10 billion of those were sold in the United States. So 30% of their business is in the United States.
It's in the United States.
Yeah, the rest is over 100 countries in the world.
Imagine in the pandemic how the numbers went up.
Oh, I know.
With everybody in their houses.
Yeah.
Having nothing to do, just eating. What
about all the deep fried Oreos? Have you seen those?
Yes.
There's people deep frying Oreos. You were telling me that you have a favorite recipe for Oreos.
Oh yeah, Oreos with peanut butter.
You put the peanut butter on top of the Oreo.
I just put the Oreo inside of the peanut butter jar and take the peanut butter out.
Sounds like you smoke weed.
Maybe.
You know that it had to be somebody high that came up with that. You know, it's like one of the things that I thought was a really weird fact about Oreos is that they're considered to be as addictive as cocaine.
They are?
Yeah.
If you open a bag of Oreo, you're going to finish it.
Yeah, at least one row, right? Yeah, so they said that in 2013, a study suggested that the fats and sugars in Oreos make this cookie as addictive as psychoactive drugs. So they did a whole study on this, and they figured out that. And you know what? You could tell by looking at me, it's probably true. You know, one of the things about Oreo cookies, it contains 90 ridges, 90 grooves, all the way around.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 flowers.
Okay.
12 dashes.
Okay.
And 12 dots.
Every single Oreo cookie. Every single Oreo cookie.
Yeah, so I think the audience at home is going to get an Oreo cookie and look at it and count. And tell me if you come up with 89 ridges. You know, I'll be like... Fake Oreo. I eat all the fake ones, too. You know, it's like 90 ridges, 12 flowers,
the
12
great value ones.
The great value ones are great.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They're not as good as... I think Oreos taste different.
They do taste different, but not like in the bad way, no. They taste different, but it's still good.
It's still good? Yeah. There's some of those gas station ones, though, that you taste them and you can taste, like, the vegetable oil in them and stuff. And you go, oh, this is
not the original stuff.
This is not good. I'll eat them because I paid for them.
Where's my bacon?
But it's not good. You know, nobody knows where the name Oreo came from. Right. There was actually a commercial where a guy was eating Oreo cookie and he was drinking milk. And they asked him something, and he goes, I don't know. And it sounded like he said Oreo.
Oreo?
And that kind of, you're like, oh, that's pretty clever. You know what I'm saying? It's like Oreo. You know? But they say it comes from the French word for gold or the Greek word for beautiful. Now, I read another article that talked about Oreos when I was researching this, and it said that they actually used to be packaged in like a gold tin foil.
Okay.
So that's probably where they got the idea for gold.
The meaning.
Yeah, Oreo. They don't know. There's a National Oreo Day. Yeah, March 6th is the birthday of the world's favorite cookie. And you celebrate it by dunking your cookie in milk and using it to create Oreo cheesecake truffles, peanut butter and Oreo s'mores, or even no-bake Oreos. See? You know?
It's not I think I do. People do it.
But s'mores make sense, but like, well, I guess you're right. It's the same thing. But I don't know. I just would never have thought of just putting...
Dipping the Oreo in the peanut butter.
Dipping the Oreo in the peanut butter and then drinking milk with it. Yeah. Let me see. I got some more. We know that it's 109 years old. It wasn't the first one. It's easy to assume that they were the very first ones. But actually... this chocolate sandwich biscuit with a cream filling had a competition, and it was called Hydrox. And it was created by the Sunshine Biscuit Company in 1908. Okay. So Oreo has never admitted that they were copying or inspired by Hydrox, but Hydrox was the first one.
Okay.
Something that I thought that was really cool is that back when they first started, they would sell you the Oreos by weight. Okay. Like bulk. So
like
you'd scoop, meat? Yeah, you'd scoop them into a bag, and then they'd weigh the bag. So the New York Times in 1986 said that the first cookies were sold to a grocer in New Jersey at a total cost of $2.35 for 9 1/4 pounds. I don't know why they came up with 9 1/4 pounds and not 10 pounds, but you know what I mean? Yeah, but it was $2.35, which I am assuming that in 1906, this is 1912, this is a lot of money.
I guess.
In 1921, the Oreo biscuit became the Oreo sandwich.
Okay.
And was renamed again in 1948 to become the Oreo cream sandwich. And it was named again in 1974 as the Oreo chocolate sandwich cookie. And it's used that description ever since 1974.
To this day?
To this day. So there's all kinds of flavors. What's your favorite flavor of Oreo?
The original one.
The original one?
Yes.
Yeah. They say they produce 40 billion cookies per year.
Oh my God, that's a lot of cookies.
There's a museum in Los Angeles, which is called the Museum of Failures. And that museum has some of the Oreo flavors that never made it.
They never...
Yeah. Some of the flavors were like Swedish fish, you know, or sardines, you know. It's like, yeah, I can see why that cookie never made it, you know.
Why?
Now, half of the people that eat Oreos take them apart, and
What were we talking
is
about?
that the? What do you do? What's your?
I take it apart.
That's every single one.
No.
I'm more of a dipper.
Yes.
I dip it in my coffee, or I dip it in
milk. Yeah. But I do take some apart, and then I eat the one that doesn't have the stuff in it, and then.
you eat that one first, and then you lick the stuffing off.
But I don't lick the stuff. Just the full cookie.
Yeah, I do lick the stuffing off.
No.
I don't want to do anything. I don't want to show that. No, it's like, but yeah. No. So there's in Argentina you can get half and half Oreos, half chocolate, half vanilla. Oh, yeah.
I have seen those here in El Paso.
Great value, but I don't know about Oreos.
No Oreo.
Really?
Oreo brand.
Okay, I guess it's. But it said Argentina is the only place. In Japan and China, they have green tea Oreos. Yeah. Cherry cola Oreos in the U.S. Come on.
Oreos.
Come on, U.S. Birthday cake flavored. You know, I think they're coming up with a lot of different types of Oreos now. But they figured out that...
We should have a pan de muerto one.
Yeah, pan de muerto one would be good. Yeah, maybe horchata.
Well, the original Oreo is ours.
Yeah.
It's made here, so yeah.
Yeah. How about horchata Oreos?
Ooh.
Tamarindo Oreos. That's never been done.
No.
No.
Why? No, don't do that. No.
Well, they did a college study and they found out 21% of it is cream, 79% is cookie.
Okay.
Yeah. So every single Oreo. Yeah.
Okay.
One of the things, and this is the thing, this is like the weird fact that I thought I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So Oreo, the Oreo company had to come up with a way to cut costs.
Okay.
So what did they do to cut costs? What they did is, instead of changing the ingredients, they shrunk it. So today's modern Oreo is smaller than the Oreos we had back in the 80s and 90s. But we didn't notice. I think Gatorade did the same thing. But I think that's one of the weirdest facts, you know. And
they're trying to fool us.
They're trying to fool us. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. So they had a competition where they had people that were trying to dunk it all at the same time. And they got a world record for that.
Okay.
And so it's been part of all these marketing campaigns. And that pretty much wraps up one of our favorite foods. Weird facts.
Cookies.
Yeah. Favorite cookies.
Yeah.
Oreos. Made with real chocolate, made in Mexico, and now slightly smaller.
Oh.
But with that being said, give it a try with some peanut butter. I'm going to try
They're really good.
I'm going to have to go home and try it.
You can only have like 3 or 4 because that's a lot of sugar, but they're really good.
It sounds like a challenge. Yeah. But with that, we wrap up this episode of the Shit Podcast. Jessi, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we'll invite you again to Puros Sin Pistos.
Yes.
Where can people find you on your social media?
Well, you can find me on my podcast, which is Otra Ronda el Podcast.
Otra Ronda, which means another round in English.
Another round, And my personal social media is @JessiAP_el final. And that's it.
And you can find me as Tu Amigo Sam on my social media, my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the little bell for notifications. And also you can find me on all of the platforms for podcast as Está Cagado Podcast. So thank you guys for listening. That wraps us up for this episode of the Shit Podcast.